Welcome to another Word of the Week. Welcome to our weekly wow. Our word this week is the word absorbed. As always, words for this life, words that point us to the next life, and written copy available on my website at the link that is provided. So good to have you with me each week. I do want to mention again, just in the event that you look forward to these weekly wows, that I'm going to be taking a break as I do some mission traveling. I'll be back in November. Paul wrote that the love of Christ compelled him, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verses 12 through 14. What did Paul mean? Some translations say that he was urged on or propelled forward. Older translations use the phrase constrained by the love of Christ. This older translation reflects accurately the idea of the original verb, that is, being held together or held within bounds. That kind of restriction also suggests the idea that the love of Christ controls me. The basic meaning of the Greek verb is to hold together. In the Greek translation of the Old Testament, the verb is used when kings hold their mouths closed so that they do not speak, for example, in Isaiah 52:15, and when the heavens are shut, the word is also used. Ears can be shut. In a New Testament passage, Acts chapter 7, verse 57. In Acts 18, verse 5, Luke uses the same verb when he describes Paul as absorbed in preaching the good news of Jesus Christ. That's where I found the text that generated my translation of the word, our word of the week, the word absorbed. Paul was absorbed in preaching the good news of Jesus Christ, totally dedicated, totally occupied, focused on only one thing. Paul was kept on point by the task at hand. He felt certain limitations. He could not swerve. He was focused in one direction. This is a directional word. And when the surrounding forces are undesirable, when we're pressed on every side, the result is distress. Paul uses the same verb in Philippians 1:23 when he speaks of being hard pressed between two options. I think in 2 Corinthians 5:14, Paul is saying that the love of Christ leaves him no option. The word in the original language is capable of several meanings: fully engaged, attentive, paying rapt attention, unwavering, perhaps even unable to waver. The concept is really more than being pushed forward. There's something so engaging, unbelievable, incredible, the incredibly good news of the gospel, one cannot help but speak. I often remind beginning Greek students and those who have only a basic introduction to Greek tools that the specific meaning of a word depends on its context. The word in 2 Corinthians 5 is not the usual word that would mean to compel. That would be the word anakazo. Paul's meaning is more like Christ's love really leaves me no options. I can do only one thing. I can go in only one direction. Christ's expansive love restricts and constrains me to the point of totally controlling me. Christ's love focuses me so that I am totally occupied. We often apply the text of 2 Corinthians 5 to evangelism and sharing the good news of Jesus Christ. That's certainly a part of the context. Paul persuading people because he knows the fear of the Lord. But the controlling focus that keeps Paul going in this passage and many others is Christ's love. And we would do well to have that same compelling, constraining, limiting, directing force in our lives, would we not? Personal application. What absorbs you? What are you known for? How do others characterize your life? What are your priorities? Our society, our culture present an endless buffet of options. But for Paul and for us would be our prayer. For Paul, he was absorbed in telling others about Jesus, persuading people of God's truth. Why? Because of the fear of the Lord? Because he knew the fear of the Lord? Yes, he mentions that factor. But his explanation of his constant sharing of the good news of Jesus Christ was not fear, but the love of Christ. May God help us to see Jesus clearly enough that we persuade others, because Christ's love leaves us no option. Thank you for being with me. Remember that God loves you. I love you. That's the way it's going to be. I'll see you in just about a month. Until then, may God richly bless you as you seek to determine in your life what it means to be compelled by the love of Christ, to be totally absorbed in the tasks that God places before you. God bless.